It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
On the shores of Lake Erie here in the city of rock and roll, our coverage of the NFL brings us to Huntington Bank Field. Alongside my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and this is a matchup, Brock, that we may see many, many times in the future of this league. A couple of rookie starters leading their offenses at quarterback.
And that really does make it a measuring stick game for both of them, Kate. Rookie quarterbacks in the draft, they're always linked to each other. From the moment they're tabbed, the starters in their first season. And then when you get to look across and you get to play one, you know that both of them want to be the one who leads their guys to a win, because that's a victory that'll be talked about, well, for the rest of their rookie season and beyond.
Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And here we go at Huntington Bank Field. Here's DeAndre Carter with the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. And they'll be led out by this promising young signal caller out of the University of Colorado.
Kate, when I watch these rookie quarterbacks running out to open a game, I think of the old World Series great pitcher Cliff Lee. And he made a one-handed play in the World Series and was asked about it afterwards. They said, man, how do you have so much poise? You didn't even look nervous on that stage. And he said, sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You got to tell yourself you'll be just fine. And these rookie QBs, that's part of the learning curve they're climbing.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Across the 45 and still going. And he takes this into enemy territory to the 48-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Looking to the air here. Misfire there, couldn't connect.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They'll try and throw it here. That throw behind his intended target. Looking that time for Deontay Johnson. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. And his job's done, and it is a job well done. That punt fights deep into enemy territory, out of bounds at the 7. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And amidst the veterans, it's this rookie quarterback leading them out.
As you're running onto the field with this kind of field position as a quarterback, you're reminding yourself and your huddle, hey, let's be disciplined. Got to be on the details here. Got to take care of the football. And also encourage them and let them know that script you've been working on all week, well, there's a lot of field and there's a lot of plays ahead of them to go and put a score on the board.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. It's caught. That's Calvin Austin. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Johnson up the middle. Who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Wow, wide open here, complete. He picks up 28 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They go play action here. Completes a DK Metcalf. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. It's taken in by Washington. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the gun, Johnson. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Off the play fake, he'll throw. And he must have overlooked the linebacker there because he was right in the way to swat it away and bring out the incompletion.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Throwing from the gun. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything. And boy, did they ever attack it.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. Escapes a defender. Along the sideline past midfield. And he's finally marked down at the 46-yard line. This play goes for 36. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
He's got a gain of 6 there. Darius Slay with the stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
From the 40 on second down. That's complete, David Njoku. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Another carry for him. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Goal to go. They're passing. He's got it. Touchdown, Cleveland. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Steeler offense out and ready to go for their 2nd drive. They liked how that drive was going, but the ND and the turnover on downs, yeah, that's something they'll try to rewrite on this series. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run by Johnson. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Motion man sent left. Johnson gets it on 1st and 10. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. That'll be the end of one in this AFC North battle. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Finds Woods. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First down, ball at the 36. They're going play action. He's on the move. And he's tackled for no gain.
Look at the quarterback's eyes. He's looking. He's trying to find a lane of some kind, but there was nowhere to go. And he was lucky to get back to the line before that defense closed in.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Now an inside give to Johnson. And they bring him down around the 34. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
To the air, 3rd and long. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Going down the middle, as you can see, you're giving them a real chance at making that pick. Might be a case of trying to force one where he shouldn't have. And you're sure hoping as a quarterback you learn your lesson on that one.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And the last time they had it, they ran it down the field on him. I'd expect some better resistance up front if they try that again. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. It's an option right that begins this drive. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
The give here on 2nd. A lot of grass ahead. Down the sideline inside the 40. And he's finally brought down at the 33. They get 37 on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Judy will go in motion right. 1st down, and they go right back to him. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Hit applied by Keanu Benton. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That stop made by T.J. Watt.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Corey Bajorquez on the punt. And this will be his second effort of the contest. And this one is out of bounds, no return on the kick. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. And we'll see if they go right back to the passing game here, coming off an interception they threw in enemy territory. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll run this with Johnson. And he'll get it up to the 27. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
The drive picks up here. 1st and 10. On the ground again with Johnson. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Some movement there before the snap. Right side of the line. This is going to back them up. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump. And, well, they got one of them to move that time. Penalty not helping their cause for this 3rd down. Back to throw. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the... That's caught at the 25. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers start to fight back with their first points of this game. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Chris Boswell for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers tie this game 7-7. Now Boswell on to send this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Browns back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for first half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. They've got first down from the 31. Airing it out to start this drive. Finding Judy. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Cleveland. The Browns have a lot of work to do for any points before the break. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Back to throw. Judy there to grab it. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line. To throw here on 1st down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again, following the sack. That's Tillman, he's got it. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
All right, back to the ground game here. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. They'll punch another one away. Corey Bajorquez returning to the field. Calvin Austin on the return for the Steelers. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That brings us to halftime, and these teams locked up on the scoreboard. It's a 7-7 ball game. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Reports. Coach, what you got for us?
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Who knows when the deciding moment will come? We're underway in the second half of a deadlocked game. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Steelers and this running back headed back out for a new series. They threw it the whole way down the field on their last drive, and they'd welcome the same level of play on this series as well. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Now it's Johnson. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Johnson again. Has a lane past the 45. And he gets it forward to the 46-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. They'll have to come up with 5 extra yards now after that first down flat. Running it after the penalty. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. They don't get anything on first, and now they face 2nd and 15.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. So now a much tougher task here as they come up on 2nd and 20. They'll run here following the penalty. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. Couple yards there on 2nd down, and now a long ways to go on 3rd.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
3rd and long for him here. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Browns returning their offense, and this running back to the field. They get that big old marker out, cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Peyton Wilson getting there for the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Complete out to the right side. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
The handoff on 3rd and short. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Browns are lined up to punt. It'll be Corey Bajorquez doing the honors. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. This is Johnson heading right. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. That was Denzel Ward who brought that play to an end. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Setting up a throw. Caught by Freiermuth. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the 1st down.
The Steelers set to punt it. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And the Browns will go on offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Deontay Johnson, the intended receiver. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
2nd and 10 now. He'll get this to Tillman. This is ahead for about 5. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play. And the Steelers go in nickel. 3rd down. Looking for a throw here. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
The Browns are lining up to punt. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. He's got it at the 24. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. Nice return there, 15 yards gained. And the Steelers will take over possession. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They'll come out throwing. That one's caught along the left sideline. He's still going at the 30. Keeps it moving. There it is. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers need only one to take the lead. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Boswell on to send this away. He fields it from the 8. Returns looking good so far. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Browns getting their offense out there. And what's really been simply stunning, Brock, is how far we've made it into the game, and their passing game, it is still grounded.
Yeah, so as they're sitting here losing right now, what I hear you saying, Kate, is it's time for this offense to take flight?
They've got first down from the 31. The give now out of the shotgun. He gets forward, next about 4 yards. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 36. Got a man, it's Njoku. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a pickup of 11. And that gives the Browns a first.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Browns football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. They send a receiver in motion right. On first down, they'll run. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Back-to-back carries here. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Now looking to throw. Finds a man right side. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Pass play now. That one complete to Njoku. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Here's 2nd and 2. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Judy now in motion left. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. They'll hand it to him again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Pass play coming here. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. A close game is going to stay close, Brock, so long as plays like that are being made in big situations.
Yeah, in these tight games, you got to have your defense making plays just like that in the red zone. Here we got a defender in particular coming through with a big hit to keep points off the board.
Desperation time here on 4th. And he's going to go down. They get to him on 4th and goal and complete the defensive stand.
I'm going to guess a little deal was cut there by these pass rushers in the huddle. You guys in the secondary, just buy us a little time. We don't need perfect coverage. Just tighten things up so we can get home, and boy, did they ever in a big moment.
The Steelers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now running for the first time with Jalen Warren. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
It's Johnson on 2nd down. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the Stix. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Now an inside give to Johnson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Steelers leading by 7. And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. Back to throw it. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
They'll send out the punting unit. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. 1st and 10 now from the 30. He'll look to throw it. Looking for a target. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Here he is to throw. On the slant, complete to Judy. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Browns fighting the clock now, trying to hurry back to that line. Now to throw. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. Here he is to throw. And they get to him and hold him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Johnson up the middle. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Now a carry by Johnson. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. Third and a lone yard coming up. They'll run this with Johnson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now the Browns spend their final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. He's down to a knee, and the Steelers getting ready to celebrate this victory.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Steelers come in and take this on the road. And partner, I know you took down plenty of division rivals in your NFL days. Heck, your conference opponents back in Washington in your college days always makes the win a little bit sweeter when it comes against a rival, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's just a little bit more emotion. There just is.
Yeah.
I mean, you try to keep every game level, and no opponent's bigger than the other, but familiarity does breed a little more contempt, and we could feel it today, and that's why that W is a little bit sweeter.
So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Steelers are winners, as with that, we'll sign off from Cleveland.